Hello, y'all. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Welcome into our space. I am Divine Celion. You are very welcome here. Welcome in. I have a message for you, and it's a very interesting message. Okay. Um, I was gonna open up addressing something political. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not a political person. I'm not gonna do that. Y'all taking care of that. I don't need to take care of that. So, here's your message. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask what you've been noticing within yourself. Have you been noticing that there's been a voice that's talking to you when you're present and you're just sitting there and it's telling you to do certain things for yourself? And you're kind of like, huh? Well, yeah, I kind of wanted to do that, but huh? Okay, let me explain. Okay. This message is for those that are listening to themselves, that are hearing themselves. Let me explain what I mean. A lot of times when we say surrender, we're thinking we're surrendering to spirit. We're not. Where is spirit? Within you. So when you're surrendering, and it's what you're surrendering, we surrender the negative, yet we need the shadow, right? We surrender the wants, so we say, so we can get what we need or get to what we need. We surrender the attachment as we're supposed to the outcome that we want. We surrender a lot of things. We surrender the pain. We surrender the relationships. We would surrender the people. And yes, in a way, we do surrender to spirit. But we more so surrender to ourselves. Let me explain this. We are surrendering the script we said our life has to follow when we're doing that. Thank you. We're surrendering the attachment to the outcome of how it must be, understanding that it can end in multiple ways and multiple things can show up to be the ending, which is never an ending because we're still alive, right? But it's an ending of that cycle. We are surrendering to the thought and the programming. So we're surrendering that programming of what we feel something has to be. Now, you may be asking, when we surrender this, what then? Then you show up. Then the understanding that I'm in the present moment and I'm listening. We're connecting dots right now. Okay? Here's the dots. I'm holding on to something. I'm going to surrender it. And then I'm going to listen with my heart space, with my solar plexus, with my third eye. And then I'm going to use my voice in kind for what it is I need to know or need to do. Now, this is where you show up. When you surrender all of that monkey chaw, you hear a voice. And that voice can sound like you or anything. It is you and spirit together. And it is you. And it's going to tell you what you need to do. Now, this is something people don't talk about. When you ask for something and you want to manifest something, and they tell you to let it go, half of you don't pay attention that there's a voice telling you how to get there, to manifest it. We leave that part out because we're so in the moment of what we want. We don't understand we just created an attachment to what we want. And we don't listen. Then we show up. And it tells us things that we need to do to get there. Okay. So, for example, some of you are feeling, don't ask how I know. Some of you are feeling like there's got to be more to my life than this. I have waken up. I have something I need to do. It's got to be more than this. Listen. It may tell you to take piano lessons. And you may be like, what? And then you may remember it's something you've been wanting to do. Or you may ask, may not be asking anyone in particular. Maybe asking just a question in your mind. How, I want to lose more weight, but I'm not exactly sure how to fix the problem that it's not moving. And you just may be sitting up. You just ask a question. And you may hear yourself say, or you may hear a voice say, well, why don't you figure out what it is that you're eating? And if your joints are inflamed, why don't you figure out what foods are inflaming your joints? Let's take one step at a time. Moving slower than you usually move, but getting there step by step to get the answers. Or you may be saying, I want to go back to school, but I don't know what I want to do. Like, there's so many things I want to do and that I can do. And you may feel your heart space tug. And you may hear, well, what is it you really want to do, though? And then you may feel yourself cry because there's something in you that you forgot about long ago that moved you in the first place, that set you on that path in the first place. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You see, we've been going. We've been moving. We've been taking care of families. We've been taking care of friends. We've been going to work. We've been breathing. We've been working out. I got my plan set and what I'm going to do, and this is what it looks like. And what happens? A monkey wrench gets thrown in. Why would you do that? I told you what my plan was. Why would you give me a monkey wrench? I said. Then we get mad. But what if there was an easier way to get there? What if you were getting there, but you needed answers to questions you weren't asking, to understand why you were even getting there in the first place, to understand the lesson and why you needed to walk it this way, but you didn't understand. I gotta let go. I gotta let go of the plan. Take the kung fu grip off the plan. And understand and trust the process of the plan. And whatever it is I need, I'm allowing it to adapt. See, when you hold on with kung fu grip, you're not allowing it to adjust to you and move with you because you are set on a plan. And what does this plan do? Try to give you what you want. Okay. You got the set plan. You got the pathway. Make it happen. Then you're mad when spirits don't jump in and help you because you got a kung fu grip on the plan. When you're supposed to be adaptable and flexible, you're supposed to be like the willow. You are supposed to bend with the wind. But you never break. That's why you don't break, because you bend. This is why you have faith and trust. And this is an answer I've been looking for a long time. You have faith and trust because you got to be adaptable and you got to move with what you ask for so it can also bend and give you what you ask for. But for that, you must be willing to detach and listen in the moment of what it's trying to tell you so you can move. And you trust to know it's guiding you right. What you're trusting for is that you're trusting is not a negative force coming in to deceive you, because you always hear what? Your voice. And you know where it's coming from. Do you understand? Let's move to a part 2.